Hi guys, I'm bringing this video back. I announced a couple of weeks ago that I'd be doing it, and well, here we are. This is currently will be the third episode. The two that I brought in recently, last year, managed to get quite a number of views. A lot of people enjoyed them, watched them. So I thought, especially while we're going through roughly a hard time with everyone at the moment, that I would bring it back, give you something to watch, something a bit different. So I don't really know where to start though, because obviously with me being in lockdown, not much to do. It's a tough situation for everyone. So I want to talk about basically what I've been doing since last year. And unfortunately, in June last year, I managed to get injured. And what I did was ruptured my ACL. Now, for those that don't know what the ACL is, I'll show you some pictures and diagrams, don't worry. My ACL is the muscle that is, the ACL is called the anterior cruciate ligament. It's a little muscle that actually goes between your kneecap, and it's a muscle that holds basically your shin bone from moving forward and things like that. There's two types of injuries you can do with the ACL, and one is a sprain and one is a tear. Unfortunately, out of the two, the tear is the worst one, and that's the one I've managed to do. So since then, really, I've been rehabbing a lot. I've had 2 surgeries since then, and I had ACL reconstruction, where they take, well, there's 3 types of ones they can do, but the one I had is where they take a muscle that you don't use from the patella, which is on your shin, and they insert it into and replace basically with the old one. What they do is they drill through the tibia and fibia and thread the muscle through, so I actually had 2 drills going to bones, which doesn't really feel nice. But yeah, so you know, those that were watching the video, up until that time I started new things. I started going to the gym, which was a real help. I became fitter, but you know, injuries happen, and sadly this one's kept me out for a long time. You know, it could be another year before I'm back wrestling itself. Could be 6 months, could be 9 months, you know, but the basic thing is that I'm not rushing myself to get back. I'm going to take the time it needs to rehab and make sure that, you know, I recover at the right pace and especially at the right time. So yeah, I just want to say, the one thing I want to say is I'm really thankful to how good Caboden Hospital was in Oswestry. They were absolutely superb. It's one of the best hospitals I've ever been in. I've got literally pages of stuff that they give me that I can read on. Like, I've got a diary as well to the point where I can tell where I should be in certain weeks and months. So yeah, it's been really good. So what is it to expect from my vlog now? Well, with quarantine, I'm not going to be able to get out and about, but I am going to show you some of the exercises I've been doing on my rehab and on my way to recovery. Some of the stretches I'm doing that help stretch out my knee, because I'm currently in the phase where I can't fully bend my knee to a 90 degrees angle properly, but I'm getting there. I'm not far off, but I'll show you some of the exercises I'm doing. Very painful stuff. Yesterday as well though, I even managed to sit down with current APW champion Joe Black and the scarred man Regan. That's coming up next. I hope you enjoy it, guys. Stay tuned. Yeah. Right guys, thank you for joining us. Joining me today for our live chat are none other than APW champion Joe Black and Hello. Regan. How are we, guys?
Sorry?
Go on, Joe, you go first.
I mean, I can't complain, really.
You were my first love, the one that's going to last. 1,000,000 miles later, I'm a ghost from the past. You were my true love, the one that's supposed to last. 1,000,000 miles later, still stranded in the past.
Slowly getting by.
Regan, how are you doing?
I'm actually going crazier and crazier by the day. So,
Wow. So
yeah.
a lot of craziness right there.
There is.
So basically, I wanted to get you guys together just to ask you a few questions. I know like things are quite hard for everyone at the moment. They're stuck, and obviously wrestling at the moment is a no for everyone. So the first thing I want to ask you guys really is, what do you miss about wrestling?
I think just performing in front of everybody, and the crowd reactions and stuff like that. And one thing I do miss is not being able to actually defend the title that I won back in December. I mean, I'm doing a pretty good job as a champion so far, I think.
Yeah, but
I haven't lost yet.
At this rate, you could be the longest APW champion.
With 2 title defenses before.
Yeah, I'm not being funny, Bash. Like, you're going to let that happen.
Well, no,
you'll strip him of the title before that happens.
Like it's already past me. It's already is in the sense CJ Connors is now the longest reigning champion. Yeah.
I'm on the way.
I have the most title defenses, so I won't let that happen in Joe case. But the chances are at the moment it's very slim that that's going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
What about you, Regan? What are you missing about wrestling?
Obviously, echoing what Joe said, except for the titles, because I've never had a title. But
definitely inserting it.
No, I want a violin playing there. No, to piggyback what Joe says, I do miss I miss the crowds. I miss performing. I miss the boys. I really, really do. I didn't think I would. I do.
It's like a lot of the backstage stuff is what you miss the most, really, isn't it? Of just like being able to chill out with everybody and like watch everyone's matches from behind the curtain too. I think that's a big thing.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
It's like what we say, especially at APW, you say wrestling's we're a family and things like that.
Definitely.
And obviously there's
I
big
prefer the APW family to my own family. My family suck.
I'm sure your daughter's liking this right now.
I'm sure she will. Oh, she knows how I feel about her.
So obviously with wrestling being a no for obviously independent shows and things like that. Currently, WWE and AEW are still running shows on TV every week. Are there any Is there any wrestling you're currently watching at the moment? And especially, how do you feel about it, like being like no fans as well?
I watched Mania, obviously, and that's because I, as a wrestling fan, I'm duty bound to watch WrestleMania. Excuse me. The empty arenas are quite a distraction, I think, especially because knowing wrestling and all the secrets of wrestling, you're there listening for things and just watching for little nuances just to see, if they do anything different to what we do. But I do like the whole, you can hear the trash talk a lot more now. And I think that's really good, and that is really a skill to keep that up for an entire match, knowing that everybody can hear you. Other than that, I do like the way they've gone a little bit more cinematic with things now. With certain things, I'm really looking forward to Money in the Bank.
Yeah, so obviously that was announced, which would be yesterday for us. Obviously, by the time this video comes out, it'll be a couple of days. So basically, for those that don't know the story, the Money in the Bank is actually going to be set on different floors of the headquarters of WWE.
I think that's pretty cool.
So yeah, like I said, I can't imagine it's not going to be cinematic, like you just said.
Mm-hmm.
The one person like you just said about the trash talking, the one person that really stood out for me is someone that a lot of people like was Baron Corbin. I thought Baron Corbin
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
really solid heel worker at WrestleMania, and he come out as probably, to me, one of the best heels on the weekend.
That's good, yeah. That's cool. I also been watching a bit of AEW, which is obviously it's great. What I'm really enjoying there, though, is obviously they know they're limited on what they can do. They know they're limited on what performers they can use at the moment. I loved the AEW Dynamite where Jericho was on commentary. That was just, I mean, he's doing some of his best stick work ever now. And just having him there, especially going on about bloody what he carrying his tights, was Michael Nakazawa has his oil and stuff like that. You know, what Jericho kind of fork and brass knuckles and stuff like that. I just thought that was, he's having fun. He's having fun with it. You know, it's almost like it's obviously he's accepted what's going on, but he's still doing his best to entertain. Which, you know, it's great. We're being a full-time performer like that. It's great to have that option to do, and it's great that he's embracing it. Well, I've taken over a lot of this, Joe. You need to talk now.
We've had a lot of talks about Chris Jericho. Personally, you know, with me, so I personally think that like currently at the moment he is one of the best talkers in pro wrestling, and some of the promos he's delivering at the moment are just like brilliant. I especially enjoyed the Vanguard one.
Yeah, I can get over having an argument with a drone. That's a genius.
My only personal issue is like I don't think his main event matches have delivered.
Of course not.
But you know, the guy is what, pushing 50?
I think he's over 50.
Is he?
I think so. I would double check. Oh, my phone's out. I'll check. Hang on. Talk, Joe. I'm gonna check how old Chris Jericho is.
So, Joe, what about you? Are you watching any wrestling at the moment?
I've been watching more like indie stuff, really. I've watched a few like SmackDowns and Raws and stuff like that. I didn't have a chance to watch WrestleMania, but I think like the having the no fans and stuff there, like you can see it's just awkward for the performers to do their promos and stuff like that because they're waiting for like the way they're talking. It's like they're still waiting for a reaction from the crowd to be like to either cheer or boo. So I've been watching. What was the match I watched the other day? Like I've been watching a lot of APW and SWA stuff, just to like, you know, because obviously I can't be there. It's like nice to look back and see what you've been doing. Yeah, and I watched. Was it British Strong Style versus? It was Joey Ryan, Candice, and I forgot his name now. Colt Cabana. That's it.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly where it was, but like it was just so funny to watch. With like the whole match was pretty much around, obviously, as you can tell, like trying to touch Joey Ryan's dick, and like Tyler did a 1-inch punch to his dick, and then Tyler flew back, and I thought it was just.
Yeah, I have seen clips of this match. This was, I think, it's when they were just before they were signed to WWE. Yeah. I think we actually used a clip during a promo video we did of Joey Ryan coming to APW, where he actually Triple H spits the water out, and while they're all grabbing his dick, and when he spits the water out, they all go flying and things like that. Yeah. So on that note, is in the sense of, are you watching like the APW SWA stuff to look at stuff that you've done yourself to learn from, or?
Yeah, it's like I haven't really looked back on much of the stuff that I've done, but it's good to see.
Good, because it sucks.
And this is why I have a belt and you don't. But anyway.
No. It's the heat. That's because you suck and I don't.
What, because I have a belt and you don't?
I said, no, you've got a belt because you suck and I don't.
I think, no, it was mostly to, like, to watch back, like, see what I've done in the past and see if there's anything I can improve on. And but then, obviously, it's just, like, it's just watching some of the lads from APW do their thing. And, like, obviously, I mean, I was obviously in the match with you and Sanchez and CJ, but it was watching Xavier Kildare and Woody Anderson, like in a match in the 8-man tag that we just did, and it was good to like watch back them to see if there's anything when we can go back to training and do all that, like anything I can say to help them improve or anything like that. But But yeah, no, that's pretty much it. And I watched obviously me versus Regan here because I think even though that's today is still probably one of my favorite matches that I've been a part of, because I know there's a lot of meaning behind it for
There's
Regan.
there is a lot of story behind that as well, isn't there? You know, behind the scenes. I mean, I had a really bad back injury at the time. My dad died a few days before.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, it was a rough day, that was. But
I think it's quite nice.
I remember
it was just.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, nothing. It was just like it was just nice because obviously we went out there to fight each other, but there was also that source of brotherhood before we went out. If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I remember even saying to you like, let's go out there and like, you know, do it for your dad. And I know it meant a lot for.
Yeah, I really needed to hear that before I went out through the curtain. Thanks, Joe.
Always got your back, bro. That's why.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks, man. I'm okay. Because do you remember? We were just trying some stuff out, and I couldn't lift you because my lower back was in such a bad state. I just could not physically lift you. So you helped me in that match a lot, and you made me look good. So I can never thank you enough for that.
Mate, it's what I do, innit?
Wow. I love you.
Yeah, that's great. You know, I gave him a great compliment there, and he's a dick about it.
So, obviously, we're currently in a time where things aren't going great with COVID-19, and you know, sadly, we've had a lot of deaths and things like that. And you know, it's the first time I've ever felt anything like this in my generation. Is in the sense of like being locked in your house like for all the time and things like that. What have you two been like doing to keep yourself occupied? Because obviously, with nothing to do, you've got to keep your mind busy and things like that, so you don't really fall into a certain state of depression and things like that.
Obviously, it just goes back down to you. If you sit down and let your mind take over, you're not letting yourself win. So you need to keep yourself occupied, no matter how hard that is. Like, I mean, I don't know anyone who doesn't say that they suffer from depression or anxiety or any of that stuff these days now. Like, it's such a big topic that everyone's talking about. It's like, I think you just gotta like not let like your emotions and your mind take over. Like, you've got to get up and you've got to go out for a walk and all that kind of stuff. Even though you don't want to, but you won't regret it when you do. It's like, even get up and watch a film or just do something, like work on like a hobby that you've always wanted to work on, because you've got plenty of time now. Luckily, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I still get to work, so I get to go out and I still get to socialize and all that kind of stuff. So I'm in an awful place, but it still sucks to the fact like on the weekends when usually, you know, you'd either be resting or you'd be going out to meet up with your friends or something like that. Like you can't do it. Do you know what I mean? So like, I mean, like with what we're doing right now on Skype, you can always contact your friends and like do things over the internet. You know, there's nothing you can really do, but it's one of those, if you sit down and just don't do anything about it, then you realistically, you've only got yourself to blame because of that. Do you know what I mean? And that you're in that bad place in the first place. It's not no one else's fault. Like, you need to keep moving and occupied, basically.
Regan?
I've been going for walks every now and again. I'm not a huge fan of walking because that's basically what I do all day, every day at work. I've recently been furloughed from work, so I literally have nothing outside of this now. I go feed the ducks, which Joe knows about. I like feeding ducks.
You feed
because
ducks.
I find no, I do find a certain sense of peace in that. Just sitting there, just chucking veggies and bread and shit in the water, and just watching them. You know, I like to watch swans and stuff. Kind of, yeah. But I like to watch them glide across the water because I think that's it's therapeutic to know that they're pretty much like everybody else. They seem just so serene on the surface, but then underneath the legs are going like the clappers. So nothing's as what it seems. I've been trying to see my daughter when I can, because obviously as a co-parent I can do that. Yeah, so that's great. And I'm developing a pretty good drinking problem. So
Wow. Yeah, I
I'm
definitely feel that obviously with you with being a parent, obviously I haven't. It'll be this Wednesday. Will be 7 weeks that I haven't. No, not 7 weeks. Sorry, 5 weeks that I haven't seen my kids. And
Don't
it's
you
hard.
cry.
It's
Don't you
hard.
cry enough.
I'm not going to cry. I'm good. I'm
You
good.
might. I think you might.
I'm. The good thing is with me at the moment is that I've got my mind is at peace with everything that's going on. Is in the sense of that I would have been stuck pretty much in the house anyway because of obviously the recent surgery and things like that. But it's like my mind is at peace with everything that's going on. I know the fact that my kids being with their mother and things like that is the best option because it's keeping them safe.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't. I still say to this day, like it is very slim that you will contract it in Telford. But it's hard, and especially with like the fact that I'm going to the
You're
hospital.
gonna get heat for that. You know that, don't you? For saying that, you're gonna get so much heat.
Well, if I do, that's fine. I always get heat over something. Christ, you only have to see some of the messages Stacey have put on social media lately to get some kind
Oh,
of heat.
I've got your back on a lot then. Especially when some people crop up.
But it's like the sense of like me going to the hospital every Wednesday. You go in there, and actually the guys are not wearing gloves. They're not wearing masks.
Gloves, haven't you seen what they're saying about gloves? Gloves aren't that big a deal, because there's some shops that have actually banned gloves because
They contract the germs.
and then
Yeah.
you're touching things, and then the germs are on the things you're touching, and it's just it annoys me. I see people walking around with like builders masks on and stuff. I'm like, that will not stop an airborne particle. It won't even stop you coughing on somebody. When I was in Japan, I went to Japan, by the way.
Did you? No.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I went to Japan, and I saw a lot of people walk in masks, like surgical masks. I asked somebody why. I said, "Are they sick?" No, I said, "Are they afraid of getting sick?" And they said, "No. They have already got a cold, and they don't want to pass it on. Because it's like a surgical mask; it'll stop water droplets coming out."
Yes. Yeah. And coughs. Obviously, when you cough,
Yeah,
it hits
yeah.
the.
And I thought that's a great way to be. That's so considerate, and it's quite scary to somebody who doesn't know what's going on. Do you know what I mean? By
I just find that like with. I don't really want to get into my personal views of the stuff I'm seeing on social media and things like that. But I do think we are quite a negative country. And I'm starting to see. Look at him crunching. It's trying to sneak in that. It would have been better if you tried to sneak in like off camera. But
I have some salt and pepper cashew nuts, which I'm really looking forward to digging into. I love cashew nuts.
So going on to my next question. Obviously, with
sorry, can I just interrupt you there? Sorry. Another thing I've been doing a lot of during this lockdown, I've been spending money.
Yeah.
Things.
Really?
Yes, I have this. I bought the other day. This is
we saw this.
A back shaver. Now, my back's not actually that hairy, but I thought, I've got some bits, So I bought this. I bought some Blu-rays. I bought a laptop yesterday. I've been spending a lot of money on takeaways and whiskey and stuff, basically.
Okay, I'm not a psychologist, but you've got issues.
Oh, I know. I need to fucking delete Amazon. I really do. I need to close my Amazon account. Afraid of needles.
Moving on to the next section. Obviously, be keeping yourself occupied, doing other things like that. Are you binge watching anything at the moment? Is there anything like? It doesn't have to be wrestling wise. It's like, is there anything that you're watching constantly?
I've watched the Big Show, which was terrible. I bought again something else. I bought the HBO series Rome. Did you guys ever watch that?
Yeah.
I recently bought that on Blu-ray, and I've watched the first season of that in the last day and a half. Other than that, not really. I've been watching random films and watching a bit of Disney Plus. I watched Beauty and the Beast the other night. I love Beauty and the Beast. I love Beauty and the Beast. Really
Which
do.
one? The animated film or?
I love both. I love both. The animated is my favourite, but the live action version I like because it fleshes out some more characters, which is good.
You just like Emma Watson, don't you, mate?
No, mate, no, it shouldn't do it for me. Doesn't do it for me.
Then you are not sophisticated, my friend.
No. I'm nearly 40. That's why.
Oh, fair. Fair. I do forget that.
Yes, you do.
Because you're a child.
Joe Black,
No.
is there anything in particular you're...
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Parks and Recreation. Like, it's like The Office, but it's not The Office.
Wow.
It's like, it's got a fat Chris Pratt in it, and I just think he's hilarious. Like, in it. Regan, do you mind, mate? I'm talking. No, I admit, yeah. So I've been smashing a lot of Parks and Recreation. I started trying to get into that Hunters thing. With it's like the Nazi hunters and stuff like that. I've been trying to get into that.
I've watched the full series. That's really good.
Yeah, I think I'm not far into it. I'm only on the second episode, I think, where they go into the recording studio and like.
Oh yeah.
And then what else? I was very against it, but my missus told me to watch it, so I started watching that Tiger King thing, and it's Regan. I was like that, mate, but I watched it and I was like, this is bloody mental. Like,
it's amazing. It's amazing. It's like the best TV going.
15 minutes of the first episode, and that's it.
Mate,
you need to watch it, man.
Watch it, mate. I was very like, oh, I guarantee it's not like it is, but honestly, it is.
Oh, someone's phone just went off. Whose phone just went off?
It was.
I heard that. Ah, Joe, just put that shit on silent, man.
Yeah, you can point that shit. I'll do that. There we go. But yeah, no, I've been watching that. I'm not. I think I'm on like the 5th episode now. Like, and it's just the whole story is just like unbelievable. Like, you don't think like it's all of it's like you think it's all staged, but it's really not. Like, it's all actually going down. And pretty much every now and then I'll watch Archer and Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Archer, I love Archer.
Archer's sick.
I think you guys know my friends on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I think it's like the best series ever written.
It's so good. It's so good.
I think like the fact that like they have the best characters and how different they are from each other, and the fact is that you know that you can relate to some of them is in the sense of that you know someone who is exactly like Boyle. I don't know anyone like Captain Holt.
No,
I don't know anyone like so. Obviously, like we've been talking about what we've been binge watching and things like that. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I've sort of delved into Sons of Anarchy now.
That's good.
Really?
That is good.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Sam Crow's cool.
But I am so surprised. Like, it's in the sense of like it started in 2008 and actually finished in 2014. I actually thought it only finished like only a year, 2 years ago.
5 years ago. Well, 6 years ago now. Sons of Anarchy, great.
Yeah. So far, I'm really enjoying it. I didn't think I would.
What series?
I was
on series 2 now.
Wow! Wow! It explodes. It's great.
Yeah. So on series 2, it's only just pretty much started kicking off between the two. I can't remember the names off the top of my head. The two leaders, the president,
that would be
president.
Clay and Jax.
Clay and Jax, yeah.
Yes.
But obviously, we talked about Tiger King, which to me is probably one of the best pieces of TV I've seen.
Here you go, guys. What is the best series you have ever seen on TV?
Yeah,
Drake and Josh.
My Drake and Josh.
Drake and Josh.
Nickelodeon.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot Joe's 14.
I think like I still got to stick with like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I think it's literally, I think it's so good. It can be at times it can be really serious, but obviously it's a comedy and it's just like the stuff that they do is hilarious.
See,
sorry, Joe. Go on.
I think I do love Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but I think the one thing that got me hooked instantly is like someone gave me I went away with work to do a course, and he bought all these like seasons of DVDs and stuff like that, and like one of them was Breaking Bad, right? And I didn't think I would get into it. I watched the first episode and I was hooked from the start to the finish. And
for Breaking Bad with me, it took a couple of episodes to get into it. but I'm so glad I stuck with it because it is fantastic.
Really good, really good.
I think for me, the greatest series that's ever been on TV is The Sopranos.
Sopranos.
The Sopranos was amazing. Joe, obviously, I don't want to say this. Joe is a lot younger than myself and Basham, so he won't.
A lot more than you.
Fuck! Did you need to say that? Really? Prick.
Regan, you might not be familiar because you haven't watched that far into it, but I've
seen the memes. I've seen the memes, so I'll probably all right, you know.
Do we think Carol Baskins killed her husband?
Yes, she's a psychopath.
Like I'm 100% on the yes, she definitely did it. Just by the pure fact, I would be thinking that going off her recent marriage's photos. I don't know whether you watched them, but literally she's having her new husband literally on her photos crawl around with a chain around his neck, and she's walking him, and he's dressed like a tiger. It's freaky,
kinky.
Man.
That is kinky.
The thing that annoys me about Carol Baskin, you know that Joe Exotic? Like, he's got some bangers of tunes, by the way. Like, his songs have been stuck in my head for God knows how long now.
Yeah, but, like, Toby Keith. Toby Keith's amazing.
She says that she wants to, like, save the tigers and all this kind of stuff. She's pretty much doing exactly what he's done. And she's suing him for doing what he's doing, but she gets people to pay her to walk around her zoo anyway. And her zoo is shitter than his. Like, she leaves him in, like, really crappy cages. She's an idiot.
Yeah, I went to a zoo.
It's the same thing, but with someone else, and it's
I went to a zoo once. Right, I went to a zoo once.
Congratulations.
They only had one fucking animal, and it was a dog. It was a fucking Shih Tzu. Ah!
Man, I tell you what. If that wasn't a dad joke, I don't know what was.
I see.
Right, guys. So on that note, I really appreciate you both coming on and supporting the vlog. I'm happy to announce next week's guests are going to be Chuck Cyrus, Mr. Massive, Ash Draven, and currently injured Kelly Six.
Well, that's great. That is Joe. Yeah. He has us on first, and then he has those guys on next. You know.
Yeah, he gets
we'll do the shit first, and then
Yeah.
So the week after them, he's got fucking.
You two.
The week after them, he's got Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. The week after that, he's got fucking Roman Reigns. You prick.
And Vince McMahon's coming on for the sake of it.
That's such good shit. That's good shit. Hey, pal.
So, yeah, I'm going to end it on that note. Really thank you for coming on. Support both of these guys on social media. They're all on Facebook, on Instagram. Support their merchandise as well. And thank you guys once again for coming on. And hopefully we'll see each other very soon.
Hope so. Much love.
Peace.
Okay, so these are just currently some of the stretches I'm doing at the moment. As you can see, my leg is not fully able to go right down, and that's the whole objective is currently to try and get down, and so I'm able to bend it properly. So here's just a couple of the stretches I'm doing at the moment. currently doing my walk today, walking around the neighbourhood. Ow. And I was going to do a video about like how no one seems to be playing out anymore, but it turns out I've just gone down the fields and there's loads of kids down there during a time like this. It's insane. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm walking around, trying to get some mobility going in my leg again, strengthening, things like that. It's weird walking around my neighbourhood when I haven't done it for a long time. Many things have changed though. The place looks a lot worse than what it did 15 years ago, I know that for sure. But yeah, so yeah, one of my exercises is taking a walk every day until I can jog, which I think is around the 4-month mark, they reckon. But yeah, it's all looking very good so far. No pain, no gain. Quote Marty Jones. Hi guys, I know it's probably a hard time at the moment during COVID-19. Please remember to stay safe during this hard time, and please remember, if you could like and share, it would be much appreciated. Thank you.